The rest of the story. You've probably never heard of William Painter, though Mr. Painter invented the bottle cap. That little tin cap with a cork lining, essentially the same one we use today. In the 1890s, Mr. Painter was established, home-based in Baltimore, Maryland. And though he was much respected and well-liked, perhaps nobody respected him nor liked him more than one of the company's salesmen, a young man named King. And the feeling was mutual. It was young King's potential which most impressed Mr. Painter. King was such a good salesman, enthusiastic, energetic. He could go so much further if he just had a direction in which to go. A singularity of purpose is what King needed, and nobody was in a better position to inspire him than was Mr. Painter. But how? Well, it was a conversation during one of their visits that served the purpose. A few words of advice from this venerable inventor that King never forgot. That moment of inspiration, the flint that sparked a fire even brighter than the disposable bottle cap, that's the rest of the story. As I say, King was just a company salesman. Mr. Painter was his employer. But out of their friendship grew something greater than either could have imagined. And it was during one of King's many visits to Mr. Painter's home that the elder sought to counsel the younger. If you want to succeed, Mr. Painter said, you invent a product which can be used and thrown away. That way, he says, you'll keep your customers coming back for more. And with each additional customer, you'll be building a permanent foundation for profit. Now, had this advice come from anyone but Mr. Painter, King would probably have paid little attention. Instead, after their visit, King could hardly sleep. What might people buy and use up and toss out, then buy more of? The thought obsessed him. Mr. Painter had already invented the disposable bottle cap. What was left? People used paper only once. Threw that away, but that was already an industry. Surely there had to be something else. And yet his employer's words continue to haunt him. If you want to succeed, invent a product which can be used and then thrown away. Now, it's one morning in the summer of 1895. Mr. King got out of bed and walked into the bathroom and looked into the mirror. The phantom idea he had pursued for so long suddenly materialized right then and there. And in time, just as Mr. Painter had promised, the world would beat a path to Mr. King's door. He had sought only to invent something, anything, which could be used and thrown away. And in a matter of years, nearly everyone worldwide was doing just that with Mr. King's invention. Now, his employer, William Painter, is not remembered as the father of the bottle cap. But each generation since has come to know King because one summer morning, 98 years ago, he got out of bed and went into the bathroom and started to shave, and the razor was too dull. So King conceived the idea of a disposable razor blade in a handheld holder, a device which he would name after himself, King Kemp Gilette, inventor of the disposable Gilette razor. And now you know the rest of the story.